People are passing those right and left.
I'm Florence's son, in case you didn't know.
Do you know how long I've been trying to put the face together? And I've seen you so many times.
My mom's thrilled with all the bridge players she's meeting.
Oh,
these
she's
days.
a delightful lady. I've been enjoying her.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen you
Judy,
for a long time.
Palmer's getting all this on film, whatever it is.
Good, whatever, and you're doing the filming. Good. Okay, hey John, how are you?
Hello,
How was
good.
the cruise?
Great.
Enjoy your trip. Doing fine.
Okay.
We'll catch up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, this is going to be permanently recorded. February 24th, 1999. Palmer Short's presentation.
Did you do the question? You were back in time. Ah, okay. Good. Anyway, welcome back. No. Good issue. What I do. You see the thing that that was good.
Apologize.
Yeah, right. That's all. You filming?
I hope there's a full one.
I guess he's a pretty smart.
Hi, you two. How you doing? Good to see you. Here we go. Okay, how are you? Hello. Hello.
Good.
Hi. I tell you for a while. Good to see you. I said to I talked to Ellen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hey, John. Hello.
Careful how you do it.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
Got surgery on me.
Good luck.
Yeah, I've got the report.
No.
And how have you been?
Otherwise Tuesday night.
Okay.
She won't be, but he will be in Tuesday. He won't be in Tuesday night. Wednesday night. Okay.
Did your mother come in?
Okay. Tuesday's writing is.
You two are getting your entire social arrangements on tape, permanently for Palmer to see.
Okay, wonderful. Hello, Palmer.
We're getting all the audiences that are coming in too.
Well, he wants getting the sense of what's going on here.
You know. I gotta kiss these girls.
That includes the wonderful repast afterwards. Young yes. Special dessert, champagne punch, regular punch.
Cheap and happy.
Cheap at half the price. Number two, just like one.
That you want?
Like a paradise.
You know, doing my thing.
I see Jen more than I see you guys.
You work in the same place, yeah. Is she doing a good job?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's doing it. Yeah, she is doing a good job. They give her all the parties at the end of the night. And the nights we get parties like 10 or 15, they'll give them to her.
We need more of those.
Are you getting a good picture there?
It's picking up all the sound, our discussion, our conversation, whatever's being said. That's why I'm trying not to, I just want to, if there was a way to cut the sound off, I would, but I don't know how to do that. So. Your dad can, edit it later and get rid of the sound.
It looks nice.
People coming
It's a nice picture.
in. Yeah. Enjoy.
It's my favorite job.
I didn't do.
David, yeah, very good time anyway for me. I'm a
Grace, you took us out to dinner yesterday.
What's this for?
If it was today, we would have paid for ourselves.
snatch. Now they remove. You got the money tonight.
Listen, if you're sitting there.
That's right. See, the hand is right there. Thank you. I know.
Hi, Lynn and Wally.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Listen, you must have gotten a new camera.
Yeah.
See everybody. Oh, looks like the Tracys are here.
Oh, the Tracys are here.
I don't know, but I'm gonna have a good time.
We were practicing our golf one day. Hi.
Hi there. Nice to see you.
Ryan, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
You
Good to see you.
Good. How are you?
Hi, Jean. Hi, I'm Ian.
Ian?
How are you?
Fine, how about you?
We've met some time ago.
I
We met,
remember
yes.
well.
Hi, Barbara. Brenda, how are you? Good to see you. Good, I can't talk much because it's being picked up by the camera. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Wish I could say something.
There's nothing profound to say.
How are you
Good.
this evening?
Hi.
Good to see you. Hey, sister, how you doing, honey?
Have to see about it.
Look.
Flowers
Pretty. Let's get a look at.
for the
Let me.
actor.
Can you step back just a little? Let me get that. Just that a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Very nice. And what do you intend to do with those beautiful flowers?
To our wonderful actor.
Wonderful idea. Great. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Xavier. Hi, Miss Florence and Miss May. Where is he?
Make me a favor. Do me a favor. See Don Friends and people are check to see if You're amazed. Don't they just hate that when you say that?
Just remember, Mommy, there's no business like show business.
Well, that's the way it
Are you
goes.
taking the tapes off?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have put on my best.
Well, now I'm going to do a fade out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even have cheers.
There it goes. You just faded out. Shirley, isn't Ralph coming?
Yes, he is. He's walking the car.
Parking the car. All right. Step back a little bit, Shirley. Wait for Ralph to come in so I can get both of you on here. Palmer, then Palmer will have you.
You will
Missed out on my reading.
And then you better get a seat, too.
use it.
Yes.
I grew up with you.
That's the one.
Hi.
All right. She donated it. Came from Long Island?
Pretty downstairs.
You look so pretty.
You can't say anything. This is all being taped. Have to be very proper.
Susan is very, I like your outfit. Thank you. It's very nice.
I'm calling everything.
Hi. Thank you. I'm Palmer Short, and I will be your waiter this evening. Not waiter, wrong place. I'll be your actor / entertainer. That's backwards, isn't it? Actor / entertainer. Anyway, the folks downstairs have asked me to entertain you while they prepare some Epicurean delights. I'm having a little deja vu, Did any of you ever have your mom say, "Honey, would you mind entertaining the guests while I fix dinner?" Yeah. Mine did. I ran into the kitchen and I said, "What do you mean, Mom? What do you mean entertain? We'll just do something you're doing in school." Yeah, shush. So I go out, and they're all waiting on the edge of their seats, grinning, expecting maybe the midnight ride of Paul Revere or Under the Spreading Chestnut Tree. Not me. I marched to a different drummer. I started going, 2 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 6. And I'm really humming along. I'm really going along. I'm sliding into the sevens. And Mom comes out and says, "Dinner's ready," much to the relief of the guests. After dinner, I volunteered to finish it up. They said, No, we'll just watch some home movies if you got them. Well, I promise you, no multiplication tables. No multiplication tables. Just some scenes from some plays that I have done over the years and are really close to me. Some of them were first in my theatrical career. All I ask of you is that you bring an imagination, because theater without imagination is nothing. And as you can see, no elaborate sets, no fantastic costumes, no intricate sound effects. And a friend of mine, a golfing buddy of mine, he said, "Palmer," he said, "are you going to use rouge and lipstick?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." He said, "Well, if you are, you can borrow mine." Oh, that's a joke. No, what I'm going to do is scenes for you, like I said, from some of the plays that I've done over the years, really dear to me. And what I'm going to do to make it just a little bit different, I'll set the scene up for you. And then I'll do the scene, and afterwards I want to have you guess. See if you can guess what play they are from. I know a lot of you are very theater people, and you're hip. And when I describe the scene and give you a description of the characters, you're going to know right away what it is. Now, don't go, I know that. To your neighbor, just wait until everything is over, and then you can guess. Okay? All right. Now, the first scene takes place in a hat shop in New York City in the 80s, the 1880s. It's a very simple time, a less complex time. And our hero is in a hat shop. I'll tell you that, in a hat shop. Well, our hero, for lack of a better word, is a clerk in a general store in Yonkers. He's approaching 30 and he's never been out of Yonkers. Never had a relationship with a woman. If you can believe that. But 1880s, I guess you can. And he feels his biological clock ticking. Yes, ladies, when men have biological clocks too. Except I think ours are on daylight saving time. Well, anyway, his boss comes to him and he says, "I'm going to leave you in charge, though. You got the store over yourself." He says to himself, "This is great. This is what I'll do. I'll close the store and I'll go into New York." So he does, and he takes his friend and talks his friend into going with him. And no sooner do they get in New York, they're working around, and who's coming towards him but his boss? Oh my God. So they duck into this hat shop, Miss Malloy's hat shop, to hide. And boy, no sooner do they get in there, he locks eyes with Miss Malloy. And boy, it's Cupid arrows going back and forth. I mean, they are really attracted to each other. And they're making all kinds of plans to go out that evening. And all of a sudden, would you know it? Here comes his boss heading towards the hat shop. So with the briefest of explanations, and the promise from Miss Malloy that she won't give them up, he hides. He hides, and his friend hides in the closet, the wardrobe closet. So Miss Malloy takes his boss back into the back and shows him the back. And while he's back there, our friend, our hero, literally falls out of the closet and delivers a sword. Oh, golly, gee whackers, golly. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There we sit, cooped up in Yonkers years and years, and all the time wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy are walking around New York, and we don't know them at all. I don't know if where you're sitting, you can see the way her forehead and her cheek come together here, can you? And the way the fireworks just shoot out of her eyes? Well, I'll tell you right now, a fine woman is the most wonderful work of God. Oh, you can talk about the pyramids, Niagara Falls. They aren't in it at all. Of course, women would come into the store in Yonkers and I'd say, yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. That'll be 75 cents, ma'am. And I would watch them. But the day I've actually talked to one, one-on-one, and they're the finest one that ever existed, in my opinion. They're so different from men. I mean, golly, they're so different. I mean, everything they say and do makes you feel like laughing all the time. And they're different. They're not like men. They have things that men don't have. I mean, they got these fluttering eyelashes and these ruby lips and the cheeks, oh gosh, they're different. Oh, golly, they're different. But I tell you something, they're mysterious too. They have this way of pride and play acting and pretending that you never really know what's going on in their head. I'll bet you can know a woman 100 years and you would never really know what's going on in their head or whether they liked you or not. Like this minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job and my future and everything that everybody thinks is important. But I don't care. I don't care. Even if I have to dig ditches for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day. Now comes the testing time. Can anybody tell me what play that's from? I see a hand. Well, actually you're half right. Hello, Dolly was based on this play. The Matchmaker. That's right, The Matchmaker. This is the first play that I ever did. The very first play. Way back in a long time ago. I didn't expect you to guess it that fast. Let me get rid of this and I'll set you up the next one. Now, this next play is just a little bit darker. In fact, it's a whole lot darker. It deals with a man who, I guess you might characterize him as maybe the Ted Bundy of his era. This happens in the 30s. This play is set up in the mid-30s. Yes, he was the Ted Bundy of his day. It takes place in an English countryside cottage called Mrs. Branson. Mrs. Branson is confined to a wheelchair. We don't know why. She never says why. And she's looked after by her niece, Olivia, who is an attractive woman. She's in her 30s, but she's afraid of becoming an old maid, a spinster, because she's here in a secluded place taking care of an aunt who doesn't appreciate her. Then, we have Dora. Dora is probably the catalyst of this whole situation. She has been gotten into trouble by this man who works at the local resort hotel, the Tall Boys. Mrs. Branson, finding this out, tells her that if she doesn't bring this man to the cottage, she'll be fired. So she promises to bring a man there. And if he passes qualifications, then maybe she'll hire him. I guess we can call him Babyface, because that was the name that Mrs. Branson loved to call him. After he came to the cottage, he was so charming that he had Mrs. Branson eating out of the palm of his hand. I mean, he had everybody under his thrall except for Olivia. Olivia, although she was attracted to him, she was also almost repulsed by him because he was so manipulative and so charming and so anyway. And also she was suspicious of him. She was suspicious because where he worked, there was a lady missing. So, without further ado, It's me, Babyface. Babyface. That's a silly name you've given me, Your Majesty. That's a silly name. They never called me Babyface when I was at sea. I remember those mornings on the sea. Very misty pale with the sunlight breathing silver across the sea, but not moving at all. Just me and the seagulls looking at themselves in the water on the deck. Just me about. Just me and the sea and the sun. Well, I see you all are reading about the lady missing from the hotel. I see they found her body. Yeah, I found her body with her head not attached. Ghastly business. Ghastly business. Ghastly business. Well, it sends shivers up my spine. Shivers up my spine. Would you like me to read from your favorite book, East Men? No? How about the newspaper? All right. I'll read from the newspaper. Where did you leave off? Where did you leave off? All right. The murderer committed the crime in the forest most. In the forest. Most likely stripping himself beforehand and cleansing himself afterwards in the lake. The body was buried in a shallow pit, cunningly chancing to be filled the next day, which it was, the 11th. That's the day I got you, isn't it? Attempts have been made to eradicate the fingerprints. The head was severed by a skilled person. The head was severed by a skilled person, possibly a butcher. I forgot it was Sunday. Everybody's going to church. All dressed up in their Sunday best, with their prayer books and the windows shining on holy things, because holy things isn't afraid of the daylight. All the time, the daylight's moving closer. By the end of the sun, the air in the church is turned. People isn't able to think of holy things. I forgot it was Sunday. All right. Does anybody know the name of this one? This might prove you a little problem here. You son of a gun! Who said that? Who said that? Well, I didn't expect anybody to guess that. That was my first leading role. I really enjoyed that. Well, you guessed it too fast. Let me get rid of this. Someone must be following my career. Now this next scene takes place in a courthouse. Macon, Alabama. It's 1935. And a black man is on trial for raping a white woman. And in those days, all it took was an accusation for a black man. He's been asked to, the man they've asked to defend him is the only lawyer in town. And much to the chagrin of the whole townsfolk, he takes the job. and much to the chagrin of his young daughter. He has 2 children. He's a widower, about 50, and he has 2 children. A boy about 12, and a little daughter about 6. A very rambunctious little daughter. She comes home from school one day, and she's really, really angry. And she comes to him and she says, oops. And she says, if all the townsfolk are against you defending this man, why are you doing it? And he says, honey, a man's conscience is the one thing that's not ruled by the majority. Okay, here we are. It's 1935. Here we have the judge. Here we have the 2 people that are accusing this man. The father and the daughter. And we have the defendant and his attorney. Gentlemen, this is not a difficult case. It requires no minute sifting of complicated facts. The state has not produced one iota of evidence that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. Instead, it has had to rely upon the testimony of 2 witnesses. 2 witnesses whose testimony has been brought into question during cross-examination and flatly contradicted by the defendant. Now, believe me, I have nothing but pity in my heart for the state's chief witness. But that pity does not extend to her putting a man's life at stake. And that's what she's done. She has done it in order to be rid of her guilt. I say guilt because it was guilt that motivated her. She committed no crime. But she broke a code in our society. A code so severe that whoever breaks it is hounded from our midst as being unfit to live with. I'm aware that she is a victim of cruel poverty and ignorance. But she knew full well the enormity of her offense, and she persisted in it. She persisted, and her subsequent reaction was what any child would do. She attempted to take this evidence and push it away, out of sight. Now, what was this evidence? Not some stolen toy to be given away or hidden away. The evidence that must be destroyed was Tom Robinson, a human being. Tom Robinson, a daily reminder of what she had done. And what did she do? She tempted a Negro. She did something that in our society is unspeakable. She's white, and she tempted a Negro. No code mattered to her before that, but it sure came crashing down on her afterwards. Her father saw what happened, and what did he do? Well, there is strong circumstantial evidence that Mayella Ewell was beaten savagely by someone who led exclusively with their left hand. Now, what did her father do? Well, as you saw earlier in the trial, he willingly, in fact, even gladly, gave us his autograph to prove he could write. And he gave it with his left hand. While Tom Robinson, because of a tragic thrashing machine accident, his left hand was rendered useless. So he had to take the oath with the only good hand he has, his right. Sit down, Mr. Ewell, or I'm sure the judge will hold you in contempt. I know I do. So now, we have a quiet, respected Negro man who had the temerity to feel sorry for a white man on trial for his life. He's had to put his word against his 2 white accusers. And I need not remind you of their conduct in court here today. Their cynical confidence that you would go along with their assumption, their evil assumption, that all Negroes lie. That all Negroes are basically immoral. That's an assumption we would associate with minds of their caliber. Well, the truth is some Negroes do lie. And some Negro men cannot be trusted around women, black or white. But this is the truth about white men. This is the truth about the whole human race, and not just one particular race. In this year of grace, 1935, we are hearing more and more references to the words of Thomas Jefferson, that all men are created equal. Well, we know that all men are not created, inasmuch as some men are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and some men are born gifted beyond the normal scope. Let me tell you something. There is one place where all men are equal. There is one institution where the pauper is the equal of a Rockefeller, and the ignorant man the equal of an Einstein. And that institution, gentlemen, is a court of law. Yes, a court of law. Now, I'm no idealist who believes so firmly in the integrity of our courts. That's no ideal to me. That's a living, working reality. But gentlemen, the courts are only as sound as the juries. And the juries are only as sound as the men who serve upon them. I'm confident you will review all the evidence without passion and without prejudice. And you will send this man back to where he belongs, to his loving family and his home. In the name of God. Do you, Judy? Is there anybody here who doesn't know what that is? No hands. Kill a Mockingbird. Marco Lee's Kill a Mockingbird. It was brought to the stage by someone I think called Christopher Certain, I think he was. And that was a play that was really close to my heart too. Really close. That was sort of a comeback. And anyway, our next one is it's kind of close to me too. This one takes place on the streets of New York, but it's in the 30s, 1930s, or 40s, or 50s. I wouldn't go any further beyond that. And it concerns a grandfather and his granddaughter. They are, I guess, what you would refer to as mission people. Their mission in life is to bring people back, save their souls, bring them back from despair. And unfortunately, the daughter has run into a man whose soul she was trying to save, and he broke her heart. He broke her heart. Well, anyway, the reason I'm saying this is close to me is because he's got a call for my son today. And he's expecting a child in July. And he called me today and he said, Dad, it's going to be a girl. So I'm going to have a granddaughter in July. So this is pretty close to me. So I'm going to need someone, a volunteer for this. Got to have a volunteer. Can't go on without a volunteer. Come on. The wind swing. Okay, as I told you before, just before this happened, just before this scene, she's had her heart broken. The man she loves has broken her heart because of a misunderstanding, and her grandfather is trying to console her and tell her maybe life will go on. Now let me prep her and just tell her just what I want her to do. Not so fast, darling. Not so fast. Oh, you sit down, sit down. Oh, darling. I know your heart's breaking. I know you think the man that you love has mistrusted you. You lost your trust. I know. Sit down. Sit down. I know, darling, your heart's breaking. I know how you feel. But I told your mother I would take care of you. And all I ever wanted was for you to have. Velvet, I can wish you for the color of your coat, and fortune smiling all along your way. But more I cannot wish you than to wish you find your love, your own true love this day. Mansions I can wish you, 7 foot and all in red, and calling cars upon a silver tray. But more I cannot wish you than to wish you find your love, your own true love this day. Standing there, gazing at you, full of the bloom of you. Standing there, gazing at you with a sheep's eye and a licorice too. Music I can wish you, merry music while you're young, and wisdom when your hair is turned to gray. But more I cannot wish you than to wish you find your love, your own true love this day. With a sheep's eye and a licorice tooth, and the strong arms to carry you away. You gave me my first paying job in St. Augustine. Well, you know what that's from, too. Does anybody not know what that's from? Guys and Dolls. My favorite music. We got a few minutes here. Would you like to hear another song from that?
Yeah.
Another song from that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to need I'm a volunteer. I'm going to need a draftee. I need someone who was born, say, September the 3rd. I won't say what year it is. September the 3rd, and her first name might be Linda. She didn't know a thing about me. Would you come over here and sit? I've never been in love before. Now all at once it's you forevermore. I've never been in love before. I thought my heart was safe. I thought I knew the score. But this is one that's all too strange and strong. I'm full of foolish song, and out my song must pour. So please forgive the state I'm in. That's right. I've never really been in love before. Well, I know you all like Guys and Dolls, so I thought, and you've been such a good audience, I thought you ought to join in on it. Why don't we, this is the phrase she gives me all the time, why don't we sing the curtain call number, the title tune of Guys and Dolls? Now I'll break it down to you. You won't have to remember all of it. I'll have this side sing this verse. When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some doll. Can you do that? When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some doll. When you see a John standing out in the rain, chances are he's insane, as only a John can be for a Jane. We'll try it. When you see a John standing out in the rain, chances are he's insane, as only a John can be for a Jane. We got that? And then we'll all join in with this. When you see a gent paying all kinds of rent for a flat that would flatten the Taj Mahal, call it sad, call it funny, but it's better than even money. That guy's only doing it for some doll. Are we ready? Yeah. Ready? 1 and a 2 and a 3. When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some doll. When you see a John standing out in the rain, chances are he's insane, as only a John can be for a Jane. When you see a gent paying all kinds of rent for a flat that would flatten the Taj Mahal, call it sad, call it funny, but it's better than even money. That guy's only doing it for some doll. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful audience. Now let's go eat some Epicurean delights. Thank you.
He just wants to get people milling around. So how you doing, Jackson? Abarbanel?
Does this have audio?
Yeah. Good turnout.
Let's pick our place to sit.
This is champagne. Don't be shy. Come on. I've never known anyone to be shy around desserts.
How'd you like it? If you have anything to say, you can say it right in the camera.
Oh, I wish we'd known. About our entertainment.
Oh, I know, my mother could have played all of it, but he didn't want to let anyone know what he was doing.
I guess that's
If you have
true.
something to say, you can say it in the camera too.
Well, say it to him.
Stand in front of the camera and say what you want to say.
Oh God, I'm so shy.
Are you really? Your camera's on.
Everybody's making a point to not be in front of the camera.
Well, when he gets down here, we have to tell him it was a great show.
Taking a picture of our fearless leaders.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to say something about it? Say something to me. What did you think of Palmer today?
I don't know why it took 5 years for all of us to realize his other life, and it's wonderful. And Linda's very fortunate to have such a loving husband.
He is
And
wonderful.
we're very fortunate to have him here.
My what?
What is that?
It's a camera. You're on tape. You're being videotaped. Do you have anything to say about tonight's presentation?
I enjoyed it, and I think that Paula has a lot of talent, and I'm glad he's using it for our benefit.
I agree. Wonderful.
Where's Ginny?
She's here. But I don't think she came down yet. There she is. I hear her voice.
Nice to see you.
Something to say about Palmer?
Isn't he fantastic? He needs to be doing this professionally. He needs to be doing Limelight and starting an acting school.
Doesn't want to do it anymore.
But he's retired.
He's retired.
Were you singing along?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. You have something to say about it, Shirley? What do you think? Was Palmer all right?
Oh, it was magnificent. That is why he ever gave up.
I'm glad he did.
Ralph,
We can get him
stand around there and now stop. What did you think of the show?
Great. Brought tears to my eyes.
Mine too.
So spontaneous and so
I've got a tear dripping down my eye.
wonderful, Palmer. You're such a
The
talented man.
only thing he did wrong is he didn't thank the cameraman.
We wanted more. We wanted more.
golf with the No, I wasn't. I did ask him, but he doesn't consider what I do as playing golf. I did ask him, is he going to wear makeup? But he didn't. I didn't offer him mine. Hi, Mom. What did you think of Palmer?
I thought he was absolutely fabulous. I just love him. I can't get over how talented he is. I like him anyway, you know. So.
You always liked him even before you knew how talented he was.
No, I knew the first time I met him, I knew he had talent.
Yes.
Remember?
Sure. You could have played the piano for him tonight too.
Yeah, he would have sung for another half hour.
We could have sung show songs the rest of
Yeah, I
the
wish he
night.
had asked me, I would have done it.
Yeah, well,
Well, next time. Anyway, we're going to have something.
put that away.
Palmer's so talented. I feel like on this cast.
I was going to ask you what you thought of the stock market today.
I take back that.
I knew you were going to do that. First thing I said to Ginny, it's a good thing Phil took us out yesterday. Actually, SGP wasn't bad, but I didn't even move. I don't think. Sharing crowd didn't even move today. It's unchanged. But I'm sure the rest of you, some of the rest of your stocks got hit.
Almost everything.
Way back all Monday's gains. That's just crazy.
Came out ahead.
Crazy stock market.
I couldn't understand it because I was watching it all day while Greenspan was speaking, and it went down, and then it went slowly back up, and it stayed around zero, and at some point I turned it off.
It was definitely affected by the interest rates. The 30-year bond broke out of broke the resistance level and moved up in yield, and that was bad for the markets. And the market just, as soon as the 30-year bond broke that, the market just dropped like a rock.
That was 5.5%, and I know that was the trigger.
The key was 5.42%. And as soon as it broke that, the market just crashed. Well, it didn't crash, but I mean, it dropped.
It's going to drop.
It's going to continue to drop
The bond
now.
doesn't recover.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We're in a very...
Easy going.
As long as it doesn't change your lifestyle, who cares, right?
Won't affect me very much.
That thing is economics.
Yes, it is.
I like it.
You may give a little speech if you'd like to.
Okay, it's on it then.
Actually, John probably is the one who gives the speeches in the household. Isn't that right?
Don't tell him he's on TV. He'll never shut up.
Hey, John, you're on TV. Tell us what you think of the impeachment proceedings.
Close that damn landfill. I told you before.
Listen, television's boring now. You don't have the impeachment on anymore, right? There's nothing to see. Nothing
We
left.
dug somebody up from 20 years ago to say
See the
that
thing on the news tonight?
No, what
That
happened?
lady being interviewed.
Catherine Willie's? Is that
This
somebody
was
else?
21 years ago, when he was Attorney General.
What did he? Is this the one he
Harassed her some way. They had it on news. It'll be on it now.
it's on now on Dateline.
Dateline.
21 years ago?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's.
I mean, I might have even harassed somebody 21 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago.
Well, that was the first question they asked her. Why all this time? Well, I didn't want to do him any harm.
Oh, right. Now it's all right to do him harm. What'd you think of the show? Bill Wilkie? Bill Wilkie, tell us what you thought of the show.
Very good. Very good. You like the show?
You like Palmer? Think he was talented? All right. You answer all the questions properly.
I'm not used to living next to New York City and never going into New York, almost never going into New York City. You know?
Who's this young girl here? Are you doing a dance for Palmer Short? No. No? Okay. You don't have to.
It's karate.
Oh, it was karate. Oh, all right. We gotta wait for Palmer to come. Everybody's kind of standing around, so we'll just fade this out right now. And then we can fade back in. See it fading back in?
Well, I always has that, but you can't see it. There's no screen.
Yeah, this feature is nice because you can stand up here and film. You can stand under. You can stand like to the side or back, whatever. All different ways. Right now, I don't think it's filming. Maybe it is.